Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome to Daily's 2A News. Today I want to talk about a recent article that appeared in The Truth About Guns that said Nevada now considers AR-15s machine guns. So let's talk about it. Now, I think a lot of people know that I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. So when this article came out, I was getting phone calls, text messages, emails, DMs. People were sending me the link left and right. And I'm glad that they did because I didn't see the article myself, so it brought it to my attention. But I was really kind of caught off guard by the title of the article. The title of the article says, "Court ruling, AR-15s are now machine guns in Nevada, ... apparently." And I thought to myself, wow, if that was really the case, this would be huge news. It would be all over the news. It would affect millions of people and tens of thousands of firearms. And I mean, this would be massive if that were the case. How come I'm only hearing about, an article on The Truth About Guns? So I decided to research it a little bit myself, and I went to the case and decided to read the judge's decision on this so that I could get a better understanding of exactly what's going on here rather than just reading The Truth About Guns article, which, if you ask me, is definitely a bit misleading and in some cases even false. Now, I'll leave a link to the decision down below if you guys are interested in reading it for yourself. That way you can see exactly what the judge said. It's a little bit of a long read, but I think once you get to the end of it, you'll have a better idea of exactly what's going on here. So I suggest that you do that. Now, The Truth About Guns, the title on that was definitely misleading because no, AR-15s are not considered machine guns in Nevada. So people that read that were freaking out, I can tell you right now, that's not the case. And the judge did not decide that AR-15s are machine guns now in Nevada either. The argument that AR-15s are machine guns are actually coming from the plaintiffs. The defendants are trying to fight back against that, but the judge didn't necessarily make a decision. He really just punted it up to the Nevada Supreme Court. As a matter of fact, he dismissed parts of the case and allowed other parts of the case pending a clarification from the Nevada Supreme Court. So this is all revolving around the incident that happened at Mandalay Bay. There is somebody that was injured by that, and they are suing both Colt as the manufacturer and the seller that sold the guy the firearms. Okay, so the guy purchased a bunch of firearms and Colt was the manufacturer, and they're trying to go after them. Now, there are protections in place for the firearms industry so that they're not held responsible for what somebody does with their items, right? It's just like with alcohol. I mean, you can't have Budweiser be liable for somebody drinking too much and then injuring somebody during a drunk driving incident. They're not liable for how much that guy drank or drinking too much or drinking and driving, just like the firearm industry isn't responsible for somebody who may or may not commit a future crime. So there are protections in place, and they're trying to go after those protections, and they're trying to get around it by saying that given state law and federal law, they're trying to say that an AR-15 is readily and easily, reliably converted into a machine gun because you can put that simple stock on the back of it and convert it. It's not the case. We all know that. The Firearms Policy Coalition, as a matter of fact, still has a lawsuit that's trying to overturn the bump stock ban. And as a matter of fact, when the Mandalay Bay incident occurred, bump stocks were completely legal at that point anyway. So the seller didn't have to worry about what they were selling the guy, worried that he might put a bump stock on it because bump stocks are legal. He could do that if he wanted to at the time. Now, the thing is that they're trying to classify all AR-15s as machine guns, which would have big repercussions across the entire country, because if they did, and the Nevada Supreme Court actually went along with it, which I really do not think, just if you want my personal opinion, I don't think that this is going to go anywhere. I think that it's basically going to stop at the judge asking for clarification. The Nevada Supreme Court's going to clarify it, and I think it's gone. But even if it did go up to the Nevada Supreme Court, there's still more that it has to go through after that, because they're not going to clarify the AR-15s are machine guns based off of a very vague ATF interpretation of what a bump stock is. So I don't think that it really has that much of a chance. Now, if you end up with a bunch of liberal judges, and we all know that judges these days don't always work within the law, they work within their own personal agenda. So I can't say that it's 100% certainty not going to go through, but I say that there's a pretty big chance that nothing like this would ever happen. Regardless, the judge did not say or determine, to my knowledge, based on the information and the documents that I read, that AR-15s are now machine guns in Nevada. That's not the information that I got. That's not what I read from the judge. Again, from what I see, he actually dismissed part of it and allowed part of it to go up to the Nevada Supreme Court for clarification, and that's where it stands. That's the end of the story for right now. So we're kind of waiting on clarification from the Nevada Supreme Court, which again, I think is going to work in our behalf. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up for those people that are worried. If you live in Nevada and you're worried that maybe now you have an AR and it's a machine gun and you've just broken some type of federal law and you're going to be going to jail, that's not the case. Just relax. Everything's going to be fine. So I'll try and stay on top of this one so I can bring you guys any further updates or news that happens with it. But I thought that title, at least, regardless of the content of the article, I thought was a little bit irresponsible of them. Now, they may have, added the word apparently in there just to give them a little bit of leeway. But still, I think that kind of, getting people a little bit riled up and a little bit worried when that's not the case, the judge hasn't decided that, might have been a little bit irresponsible. While I still think The Truth About Guns is an excellent website, and they do put out fantastic content, and I'm not knocking them down really in any way, shape, or form. I've never spoken to those guys, worked with them, talked to them, or anything else like that. But they do put out really good information and have a lot of great content on their site that help a lot of people, be in the know. So again, I'm not knocking them down, and I'm not saying don't ever visit their website again. I'm just saying make sure you do your own research. Whether you're watching my video, somebody else's video, or you're reading it online, make sure that you have a full understanding of exactly what's going on before you make any decisions or before you decide to get upset. So I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.